In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start using your workbook and setting up your income page. So one of the first things we need to figure out when we want to create our budget for our income is what categories are we going to group our income in. So for me, I'll have about two categories. I'll have my income and my wife's income. So long as there's space provided, you can enter how much categories that you want, how much you feel is important for your specific budgeting needs. For me, I only need about two. Keep it nice and simple for demonstration purposes. But once we have our categories set up, we can now begin entering each individual item that corresponds to each category. So the first thing we need to do, in the categories column, we'll select the categories that we just set up. You can pick one. I'll start out by entering a budgeted item for my income. So I'll select it from the drop down. The drop down automatically populates based on the categories you enter. Next, we will enter an amount. So my first item, we'll say I get paid $1,500 tab, and I get paid $1,500 every other week, so bi-weekly. So under the frequencies column, I have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. For this one, I'll say bi-weekly, which means every other week. And then the day I get paid every other Friday. So under the day column, I would select the drop down and select Friday. Now, the next question is, when is this budgeted item going to begin? Now, the best way, the safest way to figure out when it's going to begin, just think, when is your next paycheck? So I'll say my next paycheck will be next week Friday, or let's say it's July 15th. That's the next paycheck will come on July 15th. Now, when would this paycheck end? If there's a specific end date, you can enter that date here. If you plan to move into a different job, that will signify an end date. But if you don't have any plans on moving within the next year or so, you can just leave this blank, and it would assume that this item will go on indefinitely. So I'll leave that blank for now. And now a short description so I can identify it. So this one's my income, and my job, I'll say at company A. Okay. Now once I'm done with that, I'll go on to the next one. And the next one is the same process. This time I'll do for my wife. We'll say she gets 1,000, and we'll say weekly. She gets her paycheck. We'll select the day. We'll say she gets on Thursday, and then she gets hers Thursday the 14th, 2016. There's no end date, and she works at company X. Now I'll do one more to show you how the categories work. Let's say I have two jobs. So since it's my job, I'll use my income again. And this time I get paid $1,500 again. And then I get paid $1,500 monthly. Now when it's monthly, you'll notice in the day column, it changes from Sunday to, instead of being Sunday to Saturday, it's 1 to 28. It goes up to 28 because that's the minimum amount of days that's going to be in any month. So for the budgeting purposes, the maximum time you can put on is the 28th day. And let's say I get this $1,500 on the 1st of every month. And then my next paycheck will be 8/1/2016, August 1st, 2016. This one, let's say I'm only working this temporarily So I'll put an end date to it, which is 12/1/2016. That will be the last day. And this company, the little description, we'll do company B. Okay, and that's it. That's how you set up your income budget. You can continue over to the expenses tab, and that should be your next step.